What's up everybody, Marissa B here. Today guys, we are back, but this time we're going to be talking about horse life because I've gotten some little players talking to me in horse life saying like, how do you do this? How do you get that? So first things first, for a beginner, you get this horse, this poopy dookie horse. Yeah. This is for beginner's horse, but then you go over here. And beginners are like, how do you get that horse? How do you get this horse? How do you get that one? Well, I will be showing you guys ways on how to become beginner to pro. So let's get right into it. Now, the first step to lassoing a horse is pretty much simple. Because for beginners, they already have known about how to lasso a horse. But there are times where whenever lassoing a horse can take time. Like right here, if you use a specific lasso, oh, there's some mutation. Anyways, if you guys use a specific lasso, like what I'm using is a woven lasso, you guys can be capturing horses a little bit more easier. Now, I have been going to a couple of videos saying that some people have to use woven lassos, some said rope, some also said a string. But if you think about it, I have another method on how to get every single lasso, since apparently those videos came out months ago. And since I want to make a video about this beginner versus pro thing versus a beginner, whatever. Anyways, so the thing is that you have to go straight to a horse. Since I'm on mobile, the first thing that you have to do is use your finger and click on the horse while you're lassoing. As you guys can see, this is my lasso. And wait for the horse to be in a circle, you capture it, and then poof. For PC people, you're pretty much easy pros, so you guys got this. But there's types of lassos that apparently there goes the people from over there. But anyways, what I was about to say, I got distracted. What I'm trying to say is that why do you want to capture these horses? Is because they give you money. If you guys saw what I am doing right now, they give you some money. Some would give low, some would give high. But be very cautious. The most horses I've gotten for the value is mostly the ones that are not really much of value, like 124 coins and less. That's like a horse that you don't want. But there are some horses that can be useful for races and trails, including harvesting harvests, which we are going to be getting to that probably in part 2, because I'm probably going to make more about this. But anyways, like my horse right here, Macaroni, I actually bought this horse from the market, and they had springy tendons, jump height, and stamina. Now, if you guys look at the value, it's a lot. It's a lot for that. Now, let me go capture a horse again real quick. Let me capture this little, okay, that's not useful. Like that one right there, that one had a mutation, but I'm not keeping it because it only has one mutation. You gotta be very careful when you're capturing these horses. Give me a wrong and no mutation horse for once. Alright, let me grab this one real quick. Hold on. I'm trying to show you guys a great, there we go. I was trying to show you guys a great example. So as you guys can see with this baby horse right here, it does not have any mutations whatsoever. It has a mutation slot, very good, very decent, but it's, well, if you guys see this, I will get to that in probably part 2. It's gonna take a while. But anyways, this horse does not have any mutations. You rather want to sell it than keep it. As for the horse that I have right here, this horse actually has powerful lungs, chimera tail, and nimble hooves. I actually favorited it because this is a very, very useful horse. Now, for powerful lungs, you get that much, and nimble hooves give you this much. Now, with these all combined, you can actually use this horse for races, and you can actually beat people at either first, second, or third, depending on how you can get to. Now, any type of horse that has a mutation, including chimera tail or mane, they give you a lot of coins. So be very cautious, because if you guys want to do a race and you guys don't want to be a slowpoke, I highly suggest getting those horses. Now, if you accidentally saw one, good luck, because it took me a little bit of an hour just to find 2 mutations. But anyways, let's get to the next one right here. Now the next one is for feeding horses with these food right here. Now I actually don't use food at all. I usually use lassos a lot, but knowing my food, it's gone up, and I was trying to lower it, but yeah. Now the best way for you is that if you guys don't have lassos but you guys have a lot of food, all you gotta do for mobile people, you guys can either sneak, or I don't know for a PC person, but whatever button suits you, you have to sneak at the horse. Don't actually run straight at it because you're dumb at that point. Click on the horse and poof, easy. Now that's another method of how to tame. Train horses is crazy. Tame is what I meant to say. Now, usually it's the best way to getting horses is because usually for lassos, it takes a lot of time to actually earn lassos. As for harvesting food, it's actually all over the place, which means you don't have to really earn it. You just have to destroy it and poof, there you go. Here it is. I'm going to be sneaking up on this horse again so you guys can see it perfectly. And there we go. Now, like I said before, be very careful because whatever horse you're actually taming could actually have mutations that would be super useful. Or if you got those horses already and you want to sell it, then that's good. But don't be dumb and sell it in the market because I know a lot of people don't want mutated horses. So yeah, that is another method on taming horses with just food. But if you guys don't have food or lassos, I will give you another example. Here we go. Alright, now this example is going to take some time, but I already gotten near one, so that's very good. If you guys see some crystals that look like this, they actually have something in it, which is called a chest. I'm currently using this horse right here. It's actually a developer horse, and well, of course, it has max wings, and I want to get faster, so I had to fly by and this and that. And yeah, if you guys see those buttons, by the way, you can actually press on those buttons so you can help your horses destroy anything that comes in its path. Now, I'm pretty sure I got all of the spots, but I'm gonna double check if it will show or not. But if you guys get lucky, you guys will see some caves that will include a treasure chest. Now, the treasure chest will take a while to get this and that done before getting a reward. Now, in my opinion, this is the best way of getting lassos because they actually appear daily, but at times if you actually server hop, ooh, like Kelpie. If you server hop, you might actually get your chest to reset, which I don't know if that's true or not, but it's been happening in my version. And there goes the people. Anyways, there is a Kelpie with springy tendons, gigantism, and yeah. If you guys also be very careful, these horses will also have dwarfism and gigantism. They also have a mutation too, so be very, very careful. I'm gonna sell it because I don't need it. Also, there is a trail right here, which, should I do a trail? No, I'll wait. But right now, we're gonna be dealing with this. I am doing little parts of the videos as possible so you guys can actually get it perfectly and directly. I'm gonna have to wait for that trial for later on time. Okay, this cave does not have it. I'm gonna show you guys all the caves real quick so that you guys know what I'm talking about, because I want to show you guys what these chests give you. They do give you lassos, but they also give you equipment too, which I will also show you guys that soon. Unless if I find a chest, that's a whole different story. But right now, I don't see a chest, so it's gonna take a while. There could be a chest over there. I don't know. Hopefully there is gonna be one. Also, I found a new hack. You can actually go to one of those little orange things if you have a horse that flies. And I'm gonna go and do this right here. Put it right here and poof. That's so cool. I don't know if that's a literal glitch, but whenever you're near one of those yellow hoof things, you can actually like go down and actually regain your stamina. So there's another cave right here, helping you guys out with what is going on. Also, the sound is also off, so yeah. Okay, it's not appearing. But anyways, if you do get lucky, you will find these chests in these caves, and they will give you lassos, probably some food. I'm pretty sure. I have short-term memory, so I'm trying to find a chest that is reliable, but apparently these chests don't like me because they do not want to appear. But they also give you equipment, which is for accessories on your horse. Now, if you don't know how to equip those accessories on your horse, you have to actually level your horse's skills, any type of skill, to 6. Now, you guys are probably confused, what do you mean by that? Now, before I do that, let me actually defeat this. Of course, no, okay. Anyways, where is a horse that has... Okay, I'll just use Macaroni. Macaroni has some accessories. I've actually leveled it up a couple times now. This is my technique. I was confused too. I will be completely honest, but when you go over here, you click on the stables, go on your horse, and go on skills. Now, these are the skills that I have leveled up on my horse. Now, not every skill, like for example, you can't just have strength have like the level 6 on it. You can also do it with any other type of skill, like, well, you're gonna have to do a math for this. So for agility, like Macaroni, it has 4, strength is 5 if you add 1, and then of course you add jump with 6, 7, and then of course 8, 9, which is the bond. You count and see if you actually gotten that already. But if you guys don't like counting, it can actually remind you that once you're level skilling your horse, it would actually remind you that what was it? It also reminds you that it'll pop up on the screen, which is where the hose is at. I'll just say that as an example. And that is also where you guys can see that you can also equip accessories on your horse, or it would also show up that you can also fertilize your horse. But the thing is that some horses can obtain some stuff, like this horse right here that I am riding. Now currently this horse that I am riding on is a event, meaning that if you guys were not here for the event, you need a breeding license, which you guys have to wait for another year until they come back. Now for other horses like the Clydesdale, like the rares, the epics, plush, floral, fey, unicorn, gargoyle, etc., they also don't need any of that. But if you guys want to breed these horses, you guys can also breed them by doing their quest and this and that. I am kind of missing out on some parts. But anyways, unlike like that, like exclusive events, they're the ones that are pretty much hard to literally breed. Why am I talking about that? I don't know. But anyways, I will get straight into the trail because the trail is almost done. So I will show you guys a way of how to do this trail easily and simply. Here we go. Alright, here we are next to the trail, and this time I'm using a different horse, which is called a floral. Now you can only run with just center. If you try to speed up a little bit more, you can't gallop, which means there is a time limit, yes, but there's no competition into it. It's not like racing. But if you guys are curious, why am I doing a trail? What does this mean? Well, as you guys can see, my horse is pretty fast, and you guys are probably curious, why is it so fast? Well, this horse, aka the Flora, is actually, well, in my opinion, it's actually a very fast horse, and it's very useful for horses that need like trails or races. If you guys want to be first place on races or anything such and such. Now, Floras are useful for races and trails, but if you guys get lucky with horses, just wild horses itself, you guys can get lucky with the ones that I have on Macaroni, which is some speed mutations, which is going to be very useful. Again, you guys have to like level up your skills a little bit more before actually getting used to it. Now, I've actually had this Flora for a couple of months, maybe, yeah, a couple of months. It is a dev origin, which means that well, it could be worth something, but at the same time, it isn't. So, yeah. Now, as you guys can see with this Flora, it's very much more faster than the Fae over there. And I'm still running. So, for the trail, it actually gives you, see, it gives you some lassos, some food, and even a exclusive accessory, which apparently I'm not going to be using that. I'm not going to be using that accessory. But if you guys get lucky on some stuff, you guys can actually use these horses. Now, Dev Origin horses could be very useful for races and such, but when they look this beautiful, sometimes they're not really worth a lot when you go to the market. Now, like my horse right now, it is fast and it's very good. If you go to the green one, it's super fast. Which is why I don't use my Flora, because it's so fast that I have to literally not use it a lot. But yeah, besides that, Floras, okay, there goes my internet connection. But like I said, Floras, wild horses, etc., if they have 2 mutations with speed in it, then you guys are really cooking up, because you guys are fast and you guys are good. You guys are close to being pros, but hold on, we're almost done, so let's get to the next one. Alright, I have finally came back. I don't know why my internet connection came off when really it was working, but when I went to a different server, finally, my chest has finally showed up in the same spot. Yeah, it's kind of different. Now, in my opinion, I don't know if, like, when these chests actually start appearing, either you find these chests and then you server hop and you find these chests again. I don't know if that's still going on, but if it is, I'm gonna have to start with that little hack thing. Not hack, like little glitch things, because they're still working on some stuff with QRLs and this and that. But now I can actually show you guys what the chest actually gives you. Now, you actually need a lot of horses to deal with this and that, but if you guys have a horse that you've already trained a lot with strength, you guys won't have a problem. Problem is that the blue button sometimes gets stuck on the buttons that, see, this one right here, there's a button right there that I can't touch. Okay, brush, vibrant, lasso, plush, saddle. Now the thing is that I don't have a plush, and yes, they can give you those rewards, but it can also give you stuff like this and that. Like I showed you guys, these chests would be super useful if you guys are running out of lassos. But if you guys can already find all of the chests and you guys don't know what to do next, then you guys can just do trails, races. They also still give you lassos too. But there is another method, which is the market. Now, I will be talking about the market on part 2 because, well, this video is probably already long enough. So, yeah, I'm trying to help out with players who are beginners and just need some help. Anyways, let me go to this cave real quick and see if there's another chest, because I want to move on. But anyways, is there a chest in here? Nope. Anyways, back to what I am about to say is that I might have to mention the market a little bit more. But for now, we're going to be talking about the rest of the market for the part 2, which is going to take me a while because I'm going to have to keep editing this video like crazy. It's going to take me an hour or 2 before finally releasing it. So if you guys are seeing this part, congratulations. You guys are watching a video that took 2 to 3 hours. But anyways, I will be talking about these horses and what do they mean. So here you go. It's gonna be a long, complicated thing, so I hope you guys actually get it because I don't make no sense. But anyways, let's get back right to that. Alright, here we are. We're in the same spot like always. But anyways, we're gonna be talking about some little horses and how do you guys get these horses? Now, I've actually been asked so many times from beginners. Yes, this game is still a new game. It released last year, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it released last year. And some new players have been coming up to me saying like, how do you get this horse that I'm riding? How do you get this other horse right here? How do you get this one right here? It's so pinky. I love pink. Now, the thing is that, yes, there is a time where you can actually capture these horses, but at times where some of the horses that I've actually equipped are not actually parts where you can actually equip. And, well, not equip, that you can actually tame is what I meant to say. Now, the reason why is because the horses, like I said before, like the carousel, which is the horse's name that I'm riding, and the other horse, which is a ghoul steed, they are events, which means that you cannot get these until the event comes back. Now, the ghoul steed came out at Halloween, which means that Halloween is actually around the corner for us, which means that if you guys want a ghoul steed, which ghoul steeds are really popular for other people, currently still. It's actually the second popular. I'm pretty sure this horse right here, a Chiron. I'm doing a race later. I'm gonna probably explain races on part 2. But anyways, if you guys want a ghosty, they're still popular, but they are also a little bit expensive. But carousels are not also popular, but I love carousels because of the way they walk. Look how they walk. It's so amazing. Anyways, like event horses, I will go to the quest discovery, click on horses. Let me actually do this. There we go. So if you guys see horses that says event, and a lot of events like Crystallian, Pastry Queen, Ghosty, Carousel, Leashes, I'm pretty sure Alice in Wonderland. Whatever. Anyways, like Wolper and this and that, all of these horses that are considered called event, you guys would already know these horses are not going to be in the game until their little like event happens. Like, what was it? If you guys do hear noises in the background, I'm actually in the living room, so ignore that. Anyways, Pastry Queen probably came out at Valentine's, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Carousel came out randomly. I don't know what happened. I think it was April Fool's. Ghosty, for example, came out on Halloween, but there are Wolper also came out from Easter event, but there are times that a couple of horses had events with no meaning to them, like Crystallian. Crystallian is currently in the game still, and will not be in the game till, 19 days? I haven't really checked the game yet. I'll also talk about Crystallian once I get to part 2, so you guys can actually get used to the game more often. But yeah, these event horses, like, oh yeah, I forgot this Elysius also came out on Christmas. So if you guys are curious about that, there it is. Carousel, Crystallian, Pastry Queen. I don't know when Pastry Queen came out. You know what's crazy? I was there too. And I missed out on most of the part. But anyways, some horses don't really have a meaning to why they're here. So they're just there. But anyways, if you guys don't want any of those horses and you guys want a hippocampus like this one right here, right behind me, which I didn't even know it was right there, but right behind me is actually where the hippocampus is at. Now, there is another thing that the developers have released probably a long time ago, where if you guys go to the actions for mobile people and you click on map, you guys can see some little icons where you guys can look over. There's horses, fishing, and town. You click on that and this is where the horses are at. Cataline, hippocampus, Biors, Equaz, and everything. But there are times they're in hippocampus area, which is the island. You don't really see a lot of those, which is where the market comes in place. Again, I don't want to bring the market up, but hold on, we're gonna wait for part 2 to come in. But anyways, if you guys are curious why I keep saying anyways, it's my favorite word, apparently. Anyways. I'm not gonna say the word again, but yeah, the hippocampus came over to that island. So if you guys are curious, how do you get the hippocampus? Apparently hippocampuses are really like the most fastest horse to actually try to tame. It's not that fastest like the Flora. When you capture it, it's not fast, but when you try to tame it, it's like Thunderbolt, bro. You can't even capture it. But there are times where if you guys get it stuck, you can actually capture it. Now, what they happen to do is that with lassos, they actually fixed the part where these lassos don't have a meaning to collecting these. Like vibrant lassos, you can actually collect these vibrant lassos for caparins, for string, rope, and woven, which I don't have right now. You can actually use those for wild horses, western for Biors, and I'm pretty sure rainbow is useless. But I've also noticed that when I came back, they've actually changed that where you can actually use any type of lasso to capture any type of horse. But if you think about it, if you've forgotten, event horses need a specific lasso to capture them. I've actually noticed this before. I saw a Crystallian in the Royal World because that is still in the game, and I wanted to capture it with, I'm pretty sure, a vibrant one, because apparently I have a lot of those. But apparently it said that this horse needs a specific lasso, meaning that event horses still need a specific lasso to finally capture them. As for the rest of the horses that you guys can probably see all around the place, they don't require a lasso. You can just capture them at a random lasso. Just the event ones make sense. Now, I did came back from the game a couple of days ago, so I don't know if the exclusives also need a specific lasso, or I don't know, I'm probably just stupid. But anyways, speaking of exclusive, we got a Chiron here, which Chirons are very powerful. Are very popular is what I meant to say. Because when like Chiron came out, people were going nuts because Chirons are specifically called the dragon horse, which you guys can practically see because of the tail and everything. Now the thing is that how do you get a Chiron? Now I actually, first off, do and don't know. I do know because of the dungeon. Now for the dungeon, I'm probably going to talk about the little how to get the Chiron thing for a part where I say like how to get a Chiron, because apparently a lot of players are sometimes dumb and sometimes skip a video and forget about it. But I will talk about the Chiron and how to get it over there, but I will, my person is tweaking out. Anyways, if you guys are curious where to find the dungeon, nope, that's Ariel. The dungeon is right here. It's actually very big. This is where the Caprins are over there, and this is where the dungeon's at. Now, if you guys want, I can actually try to do the dungeon quest for Chiron. Problem though is that's 25,000 coins. That's almost a lot of my. Apparently, it's not big of a deal because I have like this much coins, if you guys can see it. But it's also a bad thing because you're just trying to complete a Chiron quest without, well, needing a reason why. Now, these horses specifically, these are the horses that I have not completed at all. I'm currently doing on Clydesdale, but apparently I regret it because apparently there's only one Clydesdale roaming in this freaking server. Anyways, what you have to do is you gotta click on a quest for a Chiron or any type of horse that you guys want specifically, and you have to actually start the quest by clicking on the 25,000 coins. Now I'm not clicking it, I'm actually clicking on the Chiron so you guys can see the quest, which is the dungeon again, this and that. Now when I saw this, I was over here like, oh, I can do it, I can get it, but then I realized I didn't start it with the coins. And this is where I get mad. People work so hard to get these coins for what? Trying to get a Chiron? Now the thing is that when you do these quests, they actually do have a slight meaning. It's useful, but then again, if you think about it, once this horse is gonna be in the game for a little bit longer, it's not going to be popular anymore. Now there is currently going to be a new horse coming in, meaning that this new horse is going to take Chiron's place, meaning that Chiron would be first to probably second, while the new horse that you guys could probably see once you join the game, which is called a Felors. There we go. It's a feline horse. You get it, right? Anyways, a Felors now, which means that once a new horse comes into place, they always become first place until then. If the horse stays in game, then we all know that it's gonna lower somehow. But they will also have a meaning. Again, it's about the marketplace, but we're gonna hold on for just a moment. Anyways, you guys have to do these quests, and if you guys do all of them and have enough coins, then you guys can get a free Chiron, but also it will give you a little, well, I don't know if they give you a notification. I haven't actually done a quest in a long minute, but once you're done with that, you can actually finally breed these horses. Now the thing is that there is a specific type of horse that can and can't breed, specifically on what you missed out. Now, for horses that are staying in the game, like all the horses that you're seeing that I have not completed, these horses will be staying in the game, and of course, you guys can do the quest and this and that. And this is where when you do this and whatever you're doing, and once you get that done, you can actually breed those horses, meaning that you guys can still do the quest too once you're done. Like when I gotten the unicorns done, I can actually still do the unicorns stuff so you guys can get some rewards, which is very useful if you guys want to do this or that. But sometimes they're not useful at all, because sometimes most of these horses that I'm seeing I don't really own a lot. I do own a couple of them, like Florus, which apparently it's in the list. It's sad, I know, it's so annoying. But anyways, all of these horses have a specific time of when you want to breed them, because that's a big problem for new players. They want to breed these horses, they want to become the breeders, which apparently I call them that because they are masters at breeding horses. Now, the thing is that if you want a horse color, like for example a all black carousel or a all black Chiron, well, do I have an all black Chiron? I'm pretty sure I do. I don't think so. No, I do. I have an all black Chiron right here. But if you guys are curious how to breed these horses, they can actually give you a type of color that a breeder is looking for. Like for example, they want a all yellow Chiron. I know, a P Chiron. And they see a Chiron with yellow in it, and they breed it, and then they make it an all yellow. It takes a couple of times to actually get it to a good color before actually getting used to it. Also, I actually pressed on the boink. There we go. Now, for breeders, people want this so bad, but sometimes beginners get confused by wanting this color specifically, and then they get mad because they don't get the color that they want. Unlike Dragon Adventures, that includes potions, Horse Life doesn't include potions at all. It relies on luck, meaning that once you're breeding these horses, you need to rely on what colors you have. So this also involves with the market. I will try to hopefully remember what I said for part 1, because part 2 is probably where I'm going to forget about the most, because I'm just in my own world. I'm in my own silly world. But yeah, that's how breeders get a specific color, is because if they can't have multiple, they can only focus on one, which is like an all black, some red, some black, some white, like you guys can see right here. Hold on, let me find an example. Like this one. This one's like a red, but it's also slightly darker red. But if you guys want a horse that has specific colors that match, like black and green, or white and red, or possibly colors that you guys are so fond of, well, it's going to take a lot more longer, because looking for one specific color for only one horse, like my carousel, is already hard enough. Choosing a horse that's like my Chiron over there, that is white and a bit of red with probably brown in it, it's gonna get hard, because you're looking for 2 colors this time, meaning that of course market wise it's gonna be involved. I hopefully remember. But anyways, back to what I was about to say. That's how you breed these horses if you guys want to breed them by just color. But sometimes beginners want to breed these horses just to multiply them, so that way if they get, for example, 1 Chiron, they'll get another Chiron, and then they keep doing this process, and then they go to the market and sell them for like really expensive. Now, I will tell you that on part 2. I know it's gotta get hard, but hold on for just a moment. But anyways, some horses include some license. Now, what is a license? Now, unlike the horses that you guys saw with Quest, like these ones right here that you guys can see, some of them actually include a license, which is like a carousel. The leashes, the Crystallian, the Pasty Queen, Goosesteed, and the Whooper. Now, those are event horses. Now, event horses are like built different, because you need specific stuff. You need a specific lasso to capture one of them. You need this and that for the event. But even breeding them, you have to get a license for that. Now, I will probably talk about the Crystallian once I get done with part 2. But apparently, I will talk about the license thing in just a moment. Well, not just a moment, in the royal whatever. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. But anyways, these event horses, even breeding, they need a license. Now, for example, I missed out, well, it's not really an example, it's actually true. I missed out on the carousel horse. and they have an event, this and that. I missed out, and this and that, and blah 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 blah, because you guys are probably gonna get bored from what I'm talking about. And apparently I noticed that only event horses, what I'm just gonna say or presume, they are the only ones that need a breeding license. Now, if you're done with these little quests and this and that, you can actually get the license, and well, it doesn't really show it in your backpack. It probably just, it's invisible or something like that. But once you get the license, you can actually breed these horses, meaning that once you, well, I'm repeating to myself. Once I get the license for Carousel right here, then I can breed the horse. But the problem, Carousel was around during that point on what, April? I don't know. I wasn't even there during that point. I didn't care about horse life, and I cared about Dragon Adventures the most. But anyways, if you missed out on a event, say like you want to breed a Whoper, which is a horse bunny, and you want to breed it, but then you get like 2 Whopers from the market, and you notice that you can't breed them, and it needs a specific license. Now, that's the biggest problem. Most event horses need something specific in order to breed, to tame, to do this and that. And it's so annoying because you missed out on it and you get mad at yourself. You say, oh, I missed out on the Whoper. I need to wait till next year because it came out on Easter. That's the problem. If you miss out even a single event, you're going to regret it, because the moment you want that specific horse and you say, oh, I missed out on this event, I can just grab a Whoper, right? And like breed it. No, you need a license, which you gotta wait for another year until they come back. So yeah, the event horses are built different, unlike the ones that are still available, like Sarcoin, Celestial, blah blah blah. What else am I missing? I think the legendaries, exclusive ones. Hold on. Where's the... Okay, never mind. So any type of horse that isn't event, you can still actually do their quest till this moment. I'm not doing it because, dang, look at how the prices are at right now. I'm not wasting my coins on something for... whatever. Anyways, I'm just gonna leave this video off right here. If you guys want your horses to look like mine, or my coins to look like that right there in the corner, then you guys have some stuff that you guys can do. Now, there is another way to get coins instantly, and it's by the market. So we're gonna go to part 2 real quick so that you guys can actually get used to this game a little bit more. If you guys are beginners and you guys are watching this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe so you guys don't have to miss a video, because I'm gonna keep doing horse life videos, not 24/7, because I do miss out on some parts. But Dragon Adventures people, if you guys came from Dragon Adventures, I will also do updates too, just not much of a live stream there. I would do mostly live streams on horse life. If you guys are curious about playing horse life, then here you go. But anyways, I will see you guys on part 2. See ya and peace.